Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie, for those of you that don't know me. And today I'm starting off the video with my foundation and my bronzer, my blush, highlight, all that stuff already done. Because I want to review, yes, the Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection. I feel like I say Vault weird. Sorry. It's beautiful, honestly. It's beautiful. It is $49 if you buy the whole vault. If you want just one palette, it's $15 each, and this is why I'm gonna do it the way I'm gonna be doing it, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna be doing a video per palette, so I'm gonna review the palettes separately, not as a bundle. Just if you want to get one palette or the other. I think that the deal for all 4 palettes is kind of awesome because you pay $49 instead of $60. But if you don't want all of them, then you know what I mean, you can save up some money. So I'm gonna start by doing this one. This is the Ring the Alarm palette. It is the warm toned one, and in my opinion, don't sue me, but this is the most boring out of all of them, in my opinion. Like I said, don't sue me. This is how it looks in the inside. It is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it is something that we all already own in our collection. I'm pretty sure. Like, I can think of a lot of palettes that look just like this. I don't know if I said that this is a collaboration with Morphe, but you probably already know because it's all over social media. It is pretty. It has a bunch of drama behind it. Yeah, the palette, the Vault itself was supposed to come out in July, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it didn't come out till August 20th. And it came out in Ulta, but I bought it off of the Morphe website. I've heard a lot of people say that they bought it off the Ulta website and that they think it's the volume 1, basically the faulty palettes. Mine says V2 in the bottom. I don't really know. I don't know the drama. I'm coming here with an open mind. I don't like or dislike Jaclyn Hill. I am reviewing the palette, not the person behind it, if that makes any sense. Everything that I have on my face right now will be linked down below. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in. I am dying. I'm sweaty. I probably can see it, or it looks like highlight, but I am sweaty. It's disgusting. I already primed my eyelids with concealer and I set them with my face powder. It is super hot and I can't have my fans on because it makes so much noise. Okay, I'm gonna start with the shade Rush, and I'm just gonna put it as my crease shade. As you can see, the eyeshadow is pigmented. I mean, I just tapped it in my palette twice and it is giving me pigment and it is blending just perfect. I haven't seen many tutorials or reviews on this palette, but I've seen a lot of comments on Instagram and they're not the nicest. I'm going in with the Juno & Co. ES08 brush, and it looks like a little pencil brush, and using the shade Alert. And I'm going to be placing that in my outer V. Sorry, I'm going to turn my fan off. So I went ahead and I did the same thing on the other eye. I'm just gonna take my Morphe blending brush, which pokes my eye, by the way. I am not a fan of Morphe brushes, believe it or not. Hey, that looks pretty. I mean, everything's blending out perfectly fine. Now I'm gonna start diving into the darker shades using that same pencil brush from Juno & Co. and using the shadow frame, like a purpley shade. Just gonna start putting that now closer to my outer V and just focusing it right there. I'm starting in by just tapping it on, kind of placing it where I want it, and then I will blend. That is so pretty. Alright, so I'm just gonna build it up to the intensity that I wanted. Once I have the intensity that I want, I'm going back into my Morphe brush and blend it. It's not patchy or blending away. The intensity is still there. I hate this brush. It pokes. I'm not having any blending issues or anything like that. or patchiness actually. I will use the shade Bomb Ass. I'll use the Morphe M167, which is a flat shader brush, and I'll use the shade dry at first, and then if it needs to, I will wet it with Fix Plus. So I'm gonna start by putting it in the center of my eyelid. I mean, that looks good to me, but I will be wetting my brush just to see if there's a big difference. I'm using MAC Fix Plus and just grabbing the shade. I like to do this because that way I know for a fact that I'm not gonna fuck up my shadow. Like, I really don't think you need to wet the shadow. Just in case you don't like to do that, you don't have to. Now with a smaller shader brush, this is the M124 from Morphe as well. I'm gonna use the shade Lolly in the inner third, I guess, of my eye. And blending it into the shade Bomb Ass. Going back into the M167 and into Bomb Ass and just using that to blend. Going back into my ES08 from Juno & Co. and into Framed. Just gonna intensify this outer V and make sure that it's blended into Bomb Ass. I feel like I've said Bomb Ass like 700 times now. I'm just trying to use as many shadows as possible. I do have a little bit of fallout, so I will go ahead and clean that up. Now going into my lower lash line, I'm using the Vintage Step 3 brush. It's a little short brush, and I will be going into the shade, one that I haven't used. Oh, Mugshot. I'm just stamping that in my lower lash line. I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics 105 brush. I'm gonna use Siren and just placing that in my the outer third of my bottom lash line, just very close to the lashes. Since I want to use as many shadows as possible, I'm actually going to use the shade Secret, which is a dark brown shade. I'm using a liner brush. This is the ES09 from Juno & Co. and it's just an angled liner brush, and I will go ahead and line my lid with this. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough. I start by stamping it onto my lash line. Yeah, I can't even see it. In this palette, there isn't an inner corner highlight, so I'll use the highlighter that I use. It's a Morphe highlighter anyways. It is the Spark High Impact highlighter that looks like this, and I got the tiny one because I never go through a highlighter. I'll use my mystery brush because I use it every single time, and I will go ahead and highlight my inner corners. I would just add a dark brown eyeliner into my waterline, and this is the Gentle Blue eyeliner. I don't know. And I'll put that in my waterline, and I will also tightline with it. I never struggled this much with applying lashes in my life. We're here to review the shadow, not the lashes, but I'm a little sad. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put on a lip color. I will use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Leon, and it's just a nude, brownie nude, and I'm not lining my lips. I'm just gonna apply it. So that was definitely not the best lipstick application that I've ever done, but I'm just sad because of the eyelashes. Like, they literally made me cry. Anyways, let's talk about what's important here. Is that's the palette. I used literally almost every shade except this two. I think it was, yeah, this two right here. I went more the pinky route. I like the look. I like how it came out. I like the way it came out. I like how easily the shadows blended. I had no problems whatsoever. They were pigmented and easy to blend, easy to use. Packaging is just beautiful. It's so cute. It has like the little specks, so you use like the colors from inside the palette. Name is right here on the side. I really have nothing bad to say about this palette. I think that there might be inconsistencies with the batches. They're like the ones from Walmart, I was gonna say. The ones from Ulta might be the ones that were not pressed correctly, because apparently that was a problem, that they were not pressed correctly, and that's why they were having troubles with the palettes. But in my opinion, this one This is the only one I've tried so far. This one is worth the $15 if you think that you need a warm tone palette. If you have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, the original, you don't need this one. If you have these Give It To Me Straight by ColourPop, they're not the same shades, but you get sort of the same vibe. You have Soft Glam, same thing. It's pretty warm toned and pretty. I mean, if you already have it, really don't need this. But if you don't have those, or if you just want it, I mean, I think the palette is worth the $15. Once again, I'm reviewing here palette by palette. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, the palette is worth it, buy the whole thing. No, so far it's worth the $15. I think that the eye look came out beautiful. Don't mind my lashes. I know they're not my favorite, but that's what I had here. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give it a like. Make sure to comment what you want to see next. I will be doing this palettes this whole week, so I will start doing different kind of looks next week. But so this week I'm gonna just use this palettes, and I want to actually make more videos using the palettes. I don't know what you guys think. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.